to the full tour of the House on the Rock. Hello and welcome to Hello, I Am Clutch, where I'm here today at pretty much my absolute favorite place to go in the entire country, the House on the Rock. That is not the House on the Rock. So in this video, I'm going to take you through the actual House on the Rock and a few other places leading up to it and around it to show you really kind of this first major portion of the House on the Rock experience. Now, this is actually going to be part of an ultimate tour that I'm trying to do. So this is really just the first few sections. So come on with me for that. Stick around to the end and I'll link it to the other places. They'll be in the description below where we see the rest of the tour. So stay here. You're going to see everything, I promise. But this is going to be specifically just the first section. And I'm just beyond excited to take you along with me to this wonderful, wonderful place. So please follow me. And right as we start, we are at this big, wonderful thing with flowers and dragons on it. And we go right to here, which is not the house. This is the Welcome Center. All right, we're gonna enter that Welcome Center here. Now, I don't think it's super crazy at first, but it's already definitely fun to see. So let's walk in and see what we have. Oh, it's really just a fun, big inside place. Like, they got some amazing water feature, and this actually goes pretty far. I love this. But this is not even close to what it's gonna feel like. It feels very kind of 60s, 70s crazy, and you'll see in a bit. We're gonna talk to you about a lot of stuff, but one of the great things about it is just the collections and the architecture. And you'll see kind of way up here already, there's just collections of airplanes and horses and things like that. And look at this, even over here, just a big carousel horse as well. It's just, oh my gosh, I've been here, I'm so excited, can't wait to show you. We're gonna go get our tickets and we're gonna start this wonderful, wonderful journey. So something really quick to tell you, in the Welcome Center here is where you get your tickets at the thing behind me. Tickets are about $37, $38 for adults to come here. Again, I haven't said, but like, this can be like a 3 to 6 hour experience depending on how much you want to do. So just keep in mind it is close to $40 to come here to the House on the Rock. Also, something important is that when you are in the house, there's many token operated machines and things. We will show you a lot of them. You can get a bunch of the tokens here. I know there's opportunities to get them later as well, but getting them here has some special pricing. So just wanted to show you that. I'm gonna play a lot of fun things while we're in there. So wanted to give you that heads up. Just want to show you more of the other side of that fountain. I love this. It goes under here and it keeps going. It's flowing a little bit, but you got this bridge, and then it actually, it's hard to see, but it does actually continue completely outside. And just to give you the vibe of what we're gonna get, this piano's playing itself. There's a lot of musical instruments that are going to play itself. Now, I don't normally like to show bathrooms unless there's something really, really unique, but this will give you kind of, again, an early vibe of what we're gonna get. I'm not gonna go fully in, but just in the entry, they have like all these cases with interesting nautical stuff in there. And you got a little bit more over here. And it's just, it's collections upon collections is what you get, and even more right there. Again, don't want to go fully in the bathroom, but what's just amazing is like every inch of this place is covered with amazingness. Okay, enough of the main visitor center. Let's actually go and start walking towards the House on the Rock. There's actually some things right before you get to the main stuff, but now we're gonna get going. And then right before this main kind of entry start, they have the actual maps here to have you go down. So we're gonna pick up a map. So before, again, sorry to keep delaying a little bit, but I want to give you the full understanding of what we're doing. There's 3 major sections that you can see. There's the house, the Asian garden, the gatehouse, the original room and stuff. Then we get to the mill house, streets of yesterday, heritage sea, other stuff, and then the organ room, inspiration point, dollhouse room. So it is a big maze-like compound. So we actually start here, we walk down here, we go to the original house, we come back, we go through all of this stuff. We go through so much. It's amazing. Here, I'll give you a quick shot to actually look at it. It is, oh gosh, I'm beyond excited. Okay, we're finally going. Come on, Clutch, just get to it. You can skip ahead. I'm gonna put chapters. Don't worry, don't worry. Anyway, so we start out here, and it's again, something I love immediately before we're actually even at the house. There's so much just love in this place. I love all these overhangs, these walkways. It just feels like an amusement park adventure more than anything else. And I love how it gets you to where we're going. So we kind of walked past, I believe, the Japanese garden first. I'll just kind of give a quick look at that. There's not as much going on there that I recall. There's a few gardens, and we'll get to eventually. But again, we're going to still give you as full a tour as possible. So you can see this is, at least so far, ADA accessible. You can just walk down. This is not too hard of an incline, but then you have the beautiful, I believe this is the Chinese garden, if I recall. I could look at my map right now, but I'm holding my camera, so I kind of have to do it this way. I want to give you this first look of just out here. It's just so wonderful. It's calm, and there's so much more than just the house. The house is what brings you in, but everything else is what keeps you here. So anyway, let's keep going. So I've got into this gate here to walk in here, and this is actually called just the Asian garden. I thought it was specifically Chinese for some reason. I was incorrect. That's why I look at the map and tell you the right thing. That's why you can go back and look at the map. So there's not as much to look at in here, but I don't think we necessarily walked directly past this again without going out of our way. So I just want to show you how cute it is, how wonderful. You got these nice little ponds here, you got these bridges. And again, this isn't even why I'm here. This is like this is a great part, but this is like at the bottom of the list of what's fun. I mean, because this kind of right here gives you the vibe of what's fun. We got the dragon shooting the water into the water. So I just love that. And that's about it. You just have that little garden here. You got another bridge over here. Got a few. It's just, I know there's a lot of Asian influence in the design of the house itself, which we'll kind of see when we get there. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the Alex Jordan Center. You learn a little bit of history about who built the house and what the house is about before we actually even get there. And so you can see right there, we're gonna go to the Alex Jordan Center. We're not gonna spend a humongous amount of time in there, but I wanna show you at least some of the little quirks and things and give you a little more context that I can before we get to the main event. All right, well, let's go. So again, this is the Alex Jordan Center. I just want to point out this is like their logo for the House on the Rock, because that's kind of what it looks like, if you know it, which is fun. But there's a lot to learn about, like, this Alex Jordan here. I'm not going to go too much into detail about it again. I'll kind of go here so you can read it yourself. But like, in short, he was an architect like Frank Lloyd Wright, or at least he wanted to be. And I believe Frank Lloyd Wright didn't really care for him much and kind of poo-pooed him a little bit, and basically that caused him to build the House on the Rock. That is a complete oversimplification. Read this to learn a lot better than me. So what's great about this entry area, you see all these books and stuff, it's kind of like already giving you what the vibe is of this place. This is actually what a lot of the inside of the house is going to feel like in a moment when we get there. And that's, I think, what's good about this entryway. It gives you kind of some, in a more modern sense, with some information to learn about it. It starts to give you the vibe of what this place is going to be. So as we come over here, we can start to actually see a model of the House on the Rock. So this is an early model by Alex Jordan, and that is kind of what it looks like. It is a little dark, so it's hard to tell exactly, but that's it. We're going to go to that. And so I don't even think I see the infinity room on it in this context, so the infinity room is going to be amazing when we get there. So this is pretty neat, though, because like when he first started, Alex Jordan first started doing this, these are like the early guest books, and these are all the tickets, like the stubs he kept of like everybody. And so like it even says here, in the early years, Alex had every punch ticket, every bill, and every receipt. And so this is what a string of tickets looked like. And that's kind of the general vibe of the place. It feels like Alex Jordan found and kept everything. And that's what I love about this place, is it feels like it has just a wonderful collection of everything. That's a great way to put it. Good job, Alex Jordan. So as we're walking through the Alex Jordan Center, there's some like videos to give you some context and things like that. A big thing here is music, and music like this. Like, it looks crazy. So what this basically is, it's hard to tell, but it is an automated violin. It might not be a violin. I'm not great with knowing these specific instruments, but the idea is that here there's a lot of automated instruments. I love animatronics, and this takes it kind of to a crazy degree where there are so many things in the house that we're going to see and in the entire experience with like musical instruments playing themselves. And it's amazing. It's like taking the idea of like calliopes or big grand organs that you see at like carousels to like an extreme degree. So you're gonna get exhausted from it, but I have to show it to you because it's all wonderful. But this gives you an idea, a good close-up of what a lot of what we're about to see is, where like these machines basically play the violin. And it's not just violins, it's everything. So I'm so excited. Here, apparently, it says that the organ room was Alex's favorite, so slight spoilers, but that's my favorite room as well. That is near the, kind of, again, the last third of this entire adventure. It's a whole thing talking about it. When we get there, you will, I mean, you can kind of see these pictures, but believe me, you do not get the vibe until you're there. I'm not even sure how well it'll come up in the video here, but yeah, stick around to the organ room. That, to me, is the greatest part of this entire place, in a place full of great parts. So I know this is something a lot of people show in other videos, but I think it's a good introduction to understand what a lot of what you're gonna see is kind of like, it's just a little bizarre, just a little off, but it's a lot of like motion, a lot of energy, a lot of kineticness with like animatronics and simple things that are just, they feel a little extra, a little out there, and I just think it's amazing. It's just, words are so hard to find, and I'm gonna repeat myself a lot here, but thank you for coming on this journey with me and Mr. Probably Humpty Dumpty. So again, as we saw in the map, this place is constructed of essentially 3 major sections, but it really all blends into one major experience. So anyway, section 1 though is the main event. And so even though the House on the Rock is the main event, there's actually something just a little bit before that. And finally, yes, we're now finally going to the House on the Rock. Come on, Clutch, get with it. Anyway, this is the first hallway. This is when it starts to really feel like what the House on the Rock feels like, where it's just, there's like an old 70s basement vibe to me, and that's why I love it so much amongst so many other reasons. But it's what is here. It's just what you see. Like, this is random. This is relatively random to what we're gonna see. But then they got like, sometimes it's not really explained what it all is, and you could kind of see, but everything is really well either restored or it's not like junk, and it is stuff that feels like it's in its proper form. And so like, if you know what these things are, let me know, because these are awesome. I love these things. I just love old machinery and things like that. It looks almost like, I don't know, it looks like you could put coins and stuff in there, and it looks almost like a game to me. But this is where I need to learn more stuff. But already, this is where I talk about how this place feels extra, where like, it's not just models of ships. It's a crazy dragon boat ship with 1,000,000 oars, and there's so much detail on this, and there's no explanation. There's no actual telling me what am I even looking at, and yet this is just unbelievable. Anyway, again, you could stand and look at stuff for hours, but we're going to keep going down, and we're going to get to what is actually the gatehouse. That's kind of your first little entry and understanding of what is this experience really, really going to be like. Okay, so now we're going to enter the gatehouse. So this is not the actual House on the Rock yet. This is basically a prelude, but it is the same vibe. So I'm already so happy because you can see like the ceilings are so low. Like, I am about 5'10", and I can just easily touch it there. So just to begin, look at all these rocks. And then look at this sunken living room here. And it's like, you're not sure where to go. You're supposed to go down there. You could go over here, but it's just a dead end. But anyway, let's now actually keep going. It even says, caution low ceiling. And we're walking down now. And it's like, I believe this was used as like an actual house, but look at this. Again, ceiling so low. This is a humongous open like fireplace. I don't know if it was even really used, but it's amazing. I love this. But this gives you the first real taste of what the House on the Rock is for me. It's just like a 70s vibe. There's carpeting everywhere, there's Tiffany lamps, and then you got the instruments playing themselves. You got a harp, looks like maybe a cello, you got a piano, you got drums. Just look at this. Like, I have to bend down to see this. Like, I love that this isn't huge like this. Gosh, this makes me so, so happy. Yeah, yeah, look at that. Could stand here forever. But like, I'm doing this almost as one big shot. Like, there's this amazing table here. Look at this, and what they got the lamp with the lady holding the lamps. And then this is a kitchen over here. This is a kitchen. So again, this is the gatehouse. This is not even the house. And look at that, where like the oven, the stove is in there, and like there's, looks like a grill here or something. Yeah, looks like it was that. And I think there used to be ventilation up there. But look at this. This is like an old kitchen. It's even got the refrigerator here. Look, it's amazing that this, again, this isn't the house. This isn't the cool part. This is the prelude to the cool part. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think there's a little bit more gatehouse, but then probably, again, we're doing a deep dive today. Deep dive. This is not the shallow end of the house on the rock. Okay, so that is most of the gatehouse. There's really not too much, but I love that there's little signs continue. And then there's just a normal door, a normal boring door with a normal boring handle. But it doesn't take you to a normal boring place, because if you turn around and look at the other side of that normal boring door, look at that not boring door. How is it so boring on one side but so amazing on the other? That's great. And then out here, before we actually, again, I feel like I'm delaying the house on the rock on purpose. I'm not. I'm just showing you it in order that you experience. This is a great water feature here. They got Hotai, the god of happiness, and it says to rub his belly for good luck. I already have the happiness, but Hotai, you happy? I'm happy. We're all happy. Clutch is happy. Look how happy I am. Look at this. Look at this happy Clutch. Look at happy Clutch. Happy Clutch. Happy Hotai. Happy Hotai. We're having a happy time. Okay, Clutch, get to the house. Next to all those water features, it finally says to the house on the rock, which is up this way. So it's actually two-way traffic, so we're actually gonna come back this way, but I just wanna kinda point out, like, I think eventually we get down there, and I think that's actually the Japanese garden. And it is, yeah, because it says enjoy the Japanese garden at the end of your visit, so we'll see that in around 6 hours, I don't know, in Clutch time, not in recording time. I'm gonna edit this down to be brief. It's not gonna be brief, but anyway, this is just like, look at this. Look at how this goes up. It's going up to the house on the rock. You can't even see it yet. That's what's kind of amazing about this whole experience with the house on the rock. If you've never been here before, you wouldn't even realize that first thing wasn't the house. Like when it says it's the gatehouse, it's really like just one room, but it is the vibe of the place. But what is fun about this is you can kind of start to see some of the other places we're gonna go. So there's these other huge warehouse buildings we're gonna eventually go to that house a lot of stuff. They got the covered walkways everywhere. So we are gonna see everything. And also, this is crazy. You are in Wisconsin and you wouldn't necessarily know it, but like, Wisconsin can have great views. Look at that. That's amazing. And when I was been here before, there has been, when you're in the house, you're able to go up to the roof at one point. I'm not sure if that's always open. If it is, I'm obviously gonna show you, but like the views here are great. But this is fun. This is just a ramp. It's not, it doesn't even, you can't even see where you're going, but that's the beauty of the house on the rock, is like you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what you're gonna see next. And this makes me so happy. Like there's so many places where it's fun the first time because you really don't know, but House on the Rock for me is fun every time because I do know, and I just love this. Anyway, we're almost there. I'll catch you at the entrance. And here's the entrance. Thanks for meeting me here. Thank you, thank you. Anyway, right before we go in, I just want to show you how, like, literally there's the house, that's the entrance, and here's the rocks. So it's really House on the Rocks, but House on the Rock, I guess, sounds cooler. I know, it's many rocks. It's a very cool place, and so we're gonna go inside, and the thing that I want to try to do my best to show you is, like, you really can't see the whole thing from the outside from a far distance. And so all the angles I can show you kind of help get a sense of it. But again, anyway, now we'll actually go in the regular entrance. All right, regular entrance, really low ceiling. It's actually probably a couple inches shorter than before, but look at this. Like you can see as you're walking in, you already got rocks. Like this is literally built into and on the rock. Like there's actual trees just coming right in. And there you go. There's your first look at the House on the Rock. And because it's in rock, it's much cooler here. Like it does feel like it dropped like about 5-10 degrees from outside, but like look at this. It's just, that's what's amazing about this. And they got amazing stained glass. It's built kind of into the architecture of the natural environment. I think that's one reason I love it so much. But this place just also feels like it had to go with that environment, so it's almost like not even logical. So like, look at this. There's just these big bells over here, and like you can't, I don't know if like you were able to walk over here before, but right now it's like It's sectioned off. But this is amazing. Like, look at this. I love this so much. It looks like these could slide so you can take them off over here, but I don't even know. But, oh my gosh. Anyway, let's go to the next part, which is actually one of the highlights of the entire experience, and there's a tease. All right, so at the first entrance to the House on the Rock, I'm gonna kind of sneakily show you over here first before we get to that really fun thing, because I forgot there was one extra room. Again, I think this is now here, to like cordon it off so that you don't go to some of these sections, you can just look, but like, look at this sunken living room with this wall here. This is wonderful. It's just, these open spaces with the rocks and the cooking, and just feels amazing. But I'm tired of teasing you. I'm gonna bring you over here now to show you what is one of the absolute best features of the entire experience of the House on the Rock. So we come down this ramp here, and as we come down this ramp, just a little fun stuff over there. Okay, come on, Clutch. And this is called the Infinity Room. And why is this called the Infinity Room? Well, it's absolutely because this room goes to 11. Or infinity, I don't know. So look at this. This room is over a cliff. It's dangling, it's hard to tell, but it is, and it has some Godfather music in the background. It's coming from that. I'll show you that a little bit more in a second, but I just want to show you, this is the Infinity Room. This is one of the crowning jewels of this experience. This room looks like it goes forever. It's hanging actually over the side of like a gorge, but it's just all like forced perspective. It's very Disney-like, and it is just incredible. Like, it looks like it goes on and on and on, but it really only goes on maybe 50 feet. I'm gonna walk with you to the end here. So at this point, it's hard to tell though, we are over like nothing. Like, this is hanging about, it looks like about, oh, I'd say 40, 50 feet above the ground. I don't know exactly, but this is the best room in the House on the Rock. It's not necessarily my favorite room in the whole experience, but it definitely is at the top. Now, actually, fun fact, if you look at the banner on my actual channel page on YouTube, this is the room that you're seeing from the outside view. I'll show you a view from that in a second, but look at this. You can see as we're getting to the end just how far you can see and how beautiful it is. Like, this is incredible. I love this. I love walking to the end with you. So again, it looks like it's going forever, but I'm actually almost at the end here. So it just kind of goes up and it has that forced perspective illusion. There's actually a big glass thing here. So I can go as far as that. That's as far as I can go. So just to zoom, you can see that's the end of the Infinity Room, which is kind of ironic to say. But something fun here is you can actually look down and see kind of how far we are, except you kind of can't because there's trees in the way. But anyway, that's the Infinity Room. Let's look back. I know there's other people here, but you can see how amazing, like, it's not that long, but if you're also here, you can feel kind of the bouncing of it, which is really kind of neat. The way it goes up and down and how it sways, and it's just an incredible experience. It's not as infinity going this way, but it is really cool, and this is just one of my absolute favorite rooms in the entire place. Thank you for coming down with me. Let's continue going through the actual House on the Rock. So as we're walking back, I didn't even notice this because the room was so exciting. I love these benches. I love that they start kind of wide over there and they kind of thin out like the actual Infinity Room. So that's amazing. And then again, up here, you look back, you didn't even know there was some stuff up there. There's a tree going through, they got some like collections and stuff. And then I gotta talk a little loud over here because I think this is Godfather music, but it looks, I like that it's a painting and you can kind of see into it, because I don't, well, let's stop so I can not be too loud, but it's just, again, automated instruments. It's incredible. I love this so much. So just to give you the idea of what we were just in, it was this is where we were. This is the Infinity Room hanging over the side. So again, if you go and look at my the banner on my channel, if you go to my actual like YouTube page, this is what I have as my banner, because this is, again, one of my favorite places in the entire world. I say that, I haven't been that many places outside the United States, but it's definitely one of my favorite places in the entire United States. So this is just absolutely incredible, and this gives you an idea of what we did. So anyway, actually, let's continue exploring this house, because it is actually quite big. Moving back into the house, man. We've been in the house for like 10 minutes already and seen like none of it. There's just so much. So coming around this first corner again, remember, we're in a house on a rock. So like there is so much rock. But there's also tree, birch. And there's just, again, so much stuff. Like, so much randomness. Again, I don't know how you would have gotten down here. There's no, like, staircase. There's something that feels, like, surreal about it because it's, like, it's almost like you're walking through an exhibit, but I don't think it was built as an exhibit, even though it kind of functions as it now. But, like, look at this big dragon thing and all these musical instruments. This is, like, one of the most boring parts. But then, again, I love that it is incorporated with the nature because it's, like, literally, if you know me, I love inside yet outside feeling places, and this is, like, the ultimate version of that because the inside is literally the outside. Like, this is actual, I'm not going to touch it, but that's actual, like, ground. This is an actual part of the rock structure and the trees going through, and they built around it. And I think that's partially what makes it so amazing to me, is how they did that. And, like, now you look at this. Like, it's getting crazy how big and open it is. And, like, there's a water feature in here. I'm assuming that's not a natural one, but it is amazing. Like, just look at both sides of this. There's, like, now that might be a little bit more natural. If you look up there, it looks like, given the staining on the rock, that actually might be, like, real water coming through. Because it looks like, you know, erosion a bit. But, like, there's so much to look around at here. And this, the house on the rock, the actual house here, like, there's not as much with the instruments and the quirkiness. A lot of that comes later. But it's the architecture here. It's the integration of the tree and the rock and an actual house. Just amazing, because, like, we're gonna go up here at some point, but at first it's not really clear how you get there, and that's what's so fun. I can see that there's an exit here, but I'm pretty sure that's not it. I think we follow the doors and the paths, there's signs as far as I can tell. But, like, just everything about it, every inch, everything feels amazing in here. I love that it feels like a maze, but a maze you can solve. And then you start looking closer and you see, like, how amazing these doors look. They're, like, intricate. They have patterns and things. It's not just a door. Again, that's why I kind of made fun of the door coming out earlier. But over here, you get this fun part. Now, this looks like it used to maybe be a staircase, but maybe it wasn't. I'm not 100% sure. But then you got this amazing, just like looking up, you got all these books, and it goes that way, and it's wonderful. And we're just going to keep going. This is a long shot, but there's no reason to stop the shot. So look at this, you come around the corner, you don't really know what you're gonna see. You got some more water features, everything about it, I just absolutely love. I can't get over how this place is built, how it feels it probably is a little tough if you're a little claustrophobic because it is kind of tight here. It does open up a lot more later, but it is dark and it is, like, moody, and it is 70s basement galore with all the shag carpet here. I love this. But then look at, like, the openness. Why is it so open? Did they really cook on this? I don't know. You also got to watch your feet a little bit. It's all ramps, mostly, but this is great. So this actually, you can see kind of the edge of it. That's actually, it's at an angle there and stuff. Again, there's a lot of Asian influence, I believe, in the construction and the architecture of this. But I love that this, like, is a bench couch chair thing, and you're just going around and you're not sure. Like, you have to walk through the whole house to get to parts of the house. It's amazing. And so now we're back up on that level where I wasn't sure how we were gonna get there, and now we're there. Remember like 3 minutes ago? We're gonna go up here at some point. Memories. But, like, look at this, got more open stoves, and you're just at the next level. And, like, look at this table. What is this table doing? It cannot stop tabling. It is tabling too hard. So just want to get a look from the top of that area that we were looking at. Like, again, I love that you can see how well it's integrated with, like, the ground and the trees, and you got the dripping water feature here, and it's just amazing because it is very cool in here. I have no idea how heating would have worked, but, like, there's a piano playing. Again, we were just down there a second ago, and it's absolutely amazing. And so now coming back over here, I just want to show this amazing, like, stained glass thing here. Again, all the Asian influence. And then we got this, it feels like there's just, like, oversized buckets for not a clear reason. I love it. But then we're at the top of that staircase where I thought there could have been. It does kind of look like, I can't fully tell, but anyway, here's another look at that bookcase and how high it goes. Like, how are you gonna get to those books? I don't see a ladder. I don't see nothing. This is wonderful. And look, it looks like we're gonna even go even farther up there. But before that, we're gonna go this way. Who knows what's gonna be there? I do, I've been here before, but you don't, so come along with me. Just wanna show you the top over here so you can see what we got going on right there. And then we'll keep going, and it's just amazing. I can't tell you how much I love this. Again, now this is kind of one of their first collections that we're kind of seeing, but again, the collections get more collection-y, I promise you. Now we're going up to this section. Who even knows? Yeah, you can see that you used to be able to go down there. I'm pretty sure they built this to not have you go that way so they can control exactly how you go. But this is the part, it looks like, yeah, I think. Okay, so we're at another level. We're gonna be over there, I think, in a second. This is roped off. It looks like we're gonna go up these stairs. So my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna change the battery. And now that my battery is changed, I am ready to go upstairs. So anyway, here we go, going up the stairs. This is much better than when I went to the Bishop Castle. These stairs are normal stairs. That video's fun. Go watch that one. That's a good one. Anyway, but if you're still here, now we get to actually go outside. So yeah, I told you we get to go outside. First, I want to show you these wonderful stained glass windows here. And this is something I love that you get to do. So now we are at the top of the house on the rock and get to go outside and see beautiful, beautiful Wisconsin. Like, I love this. I got here on a really lucky day. You can actually see, excuse me, in the distance over here, those are some of the buildings I believe we're going to be walking to later. You can see how big they are. It gets crazy. Anyway, but look at this view. Look at this view on the top of the house on the rock. Oh my gosh. So there's not really too much to see up here other than these wonderful views, but just to kind of look back at where we just were, we came out of this entrance here. Again, not too much on this roof. It's pretty basic. We've got another one of those big plants there though. And then the tour continues back into the house. I just noticed actually while we're up here, you can actually see the roof of the house on the rock. A lot of this kind of like white plaster stuff. It looks like they even have some theming there, or like some of the stuff, but it's kind of hard to see through the trees. But this is actually right there. That's the top of the infinity room. So that's the infinity room that we were just in a few moments ago, hanging out, and now you're seeing the top of it. So it's just another fun angle. Again, you never really, because of how immersed it is in like the trees here, you never really get a full wide view of the house on the rock. So it's fun to kind of get those snippets, these different angles, and try to like piece it all together. So I gotta make sure I show you all them pieces. So we were about to go back in, but I found that there's actually another better angle of the top of that infinity room. So look at that. So you can actually see like the whole thing there. That is amazing. So you can see how it's kind of has this cable on the top. I guess that's part of the infrastructure to help it. Bird, can you please calm down? I'm trying to talk to the audience. Jeez. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Bird. I'm not usually rude to birds. Sorry about that. Anyway, there's the top of the infinity room. Why did I just have that spat with the bird? All right, back into the house on the rock, and this entryway is amazing. And I'm going to watch my step while you watch the fun going down. So this one definitely is a little bit steeper. You got caution, use handrail, caution, 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 caution. So we just want to be a little careful as we're going in. It's not hard, it's just a regular staircase. They just want you to hold the handrail. So I think we're just coming back down where we were just a second ago. And again, I love seeing the angle of the wall there. I think that's great. You walk in here, yeah. So there's a rope right there. We just came up there a moment ago, but now we got this wonderful room. We got this amazing owl statue. And again, I think something that, again, is amazing to me is that everything is like intact. Nothing is like broken or bad. But what's fun about this, we got our first coin-operated opportunity here. So let's go ahead and do that. So again, I bought a bunch of coins at the beginning. This does tell you a little bit what it is. So there is a short pause before playing. It says there's a slight delay when you put the token in, but let's go ahead and have it play. So slight delay. We're going to be patient, and then I think it's going to start playing in a second. There you go. That's great. You know me, Clutch loves pushing buttons, making things happen, and putting a token in a machine to make it play. Fantastic. That's awesome. So we're going to let that play with some background music as we keep going around here to look at this magnificent table, give some people a free token run over there, this amazing lamp. This is huge, this huge mushroom thing. And I just love this table. And I love that couch bench thing there. That's awesome. I love this. And so let's see, where do we go? So we got these stairs here, and I'm pretty sure these stairs go to right here. That's it. Oh, it goes so you can peek in here. So I think there was an actual door in here, but I have an arm, and you can now see better than I can. So I'm gonna be a little far for a sec, but this is the whole room, so you can see it. I will look at it later. That's the beauty of filming with an extendo stick. Thank you, piano, for sending us off as we continue. So we're gonna go this way. Now it says to go down to the right, but you don't go to the right away. You actually have to go around and a left and then down. So that's a pro tip from Clutch. But before we do that, we're gonna go to the end of these hallways because there's some fun other angles to look at. So it's places we've actually technically kind of been before. So we earlier were up there and I pointed out how like they block stuff off. So it looks like all you would be doing was coming down here and going this way. So I guess for whatever reason, maybe they just don't want you going that way as much. And then when we go back the other way, I don't think there's as much down this, but this is a full ultimate tour. We gotta show you everything. So yeah, just another dead end. But again, I love that it has that 70s Chicago basement vibe. I don't even know how best to describe it. But got some great windows here where you can see outside. And that's just wonderful. Anyway, we are now going to go down a little bit further, past some more amazing stained glass windows. And here we go, back down. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do. And it looks like we're going outside. I think that might be the end of the House on the Rock portion, the actual House on the Rock. Yep, this is it. That was it. So we continue, and we are now back where we started. So thank you for coming along with me to see the original House on the Rock of the House on the Rock. Now, this was just part one of the entire adventure. To not overwhelm you, I decided I want to split this up into a few parts. So if you do want to continue along with me to see part two, click on it. It's right there for you to go see where do we go next. But if you want to jump to a different adventure, that's a great one too. Hopefully I'll see you in one of those, but if not, I will say for now, goodbye. I am still Clutch.